Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Luminar Technologies, ticker symbol LAZR. And I just put a video out on Luminar, so you should check that out. And I should also note that degenerative, I've been learning, is a very hard word to pronounce. I've been struggling with it lately. But, that's how it goes. That's the name that I chose, and, gotta live with it. And, if you do enjoy the content that I put out on this channel, make sure you like the videos that you do like and subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments down below. Really fun to engage with you guys. I do have a few comments I need to respond to, but I've just been trying to crank out videos today before the stream, and I am hoping that I can take some clips from the streams and put those out as videos as well. I do think that would be really cool. And really, just taking the suggestions, the ticker requests that are live, and taking those and putting them in and out, putting them out as videos. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied. It's just been, kind of a crazy day. I was a little burnt out yesterday. I didn't put that many videos out, but I just was feeling inspired and just realizing like some of the beautiful calls that I made over the past week, like Luminar on let's see, this day, January 17th. So I made a video in the pre-market on the 18th saying that that bottom might be in, and people were telling me that was crazy. And the next day, the bottom was put in at $2.09. 36% rally from the low of the day on the 17th, which could have been bought on the 19th. So I just think that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm just going to go over some charts before I get into the charts. I don't see that anybody's joining right now, but if you're watching this after the fact, I do want to point out that on the channels page, on the community tab of the channel, I have put out a couple polls. It would be great if you guys could give me your feedback. So basically, there are going to be some things changing with the channel, hopefully making it better. One is that my work schedule might be changing. And so, on most days, pretty much on every day, I get to work before the market opens and I leave work after the market closes. So it kind of sucks. I can't do live streams during market hours. But, I might be able to change my work schedule so I could at least stream for the first half of the trading day, put out videos as well, but then I'd be working the second shift at my job, so I'd be working a little bit later. So really just, putting out videos during market hours in the first part of the day and working in the later part of the day, whereas now I work in the first half and put videos out on the second half. Hey, what's up? Yeah, so I'm going to be doing moving forward. I'll be doing Sunday evening and Thursday evening streams, but there's a possibility that my work schedule will be changing. So I'd still be able to do the Sunday streams in the evenings, but I might not be able to do Thursday streams. But instead, I might be able to stream multiple times during market hours. That would likely be around open, unfortunately. It seems like, so from this poll, people would be interested in daily streams. So hopefully I can do that. It might be a month before I actually switch my shift at work. But then this other poll that I just put out today, seeing if people are more interested in opens or closes. And so it seems like so far the sentiment is for me to cover closes. And so next Wednesday, that's the last day of the month, I'll probably stream for the last hour of the trading day, and then I can just stream until, people leave. But yeah, so basically, I will probably for the next month, I guess for February, I guess we could say, that I'll probably be doing Sunday and Thursday live streams in the evenings. And then I'll probably try to do a stream during the week, during trading hours. Likely, I guess it'll probably depend on the week. And, that will just be me either, adjusting my work schedule or taking half day vacation. But, I feel like the channel is growing a lot. And so I want to, be putting my energy into that. So yeah, I'll still be doing Sundays. I should be doing Thursdays at least for the next month as far as evenings go. And then next Wednesday, I think I should be doing a stream of the close. So that should be pretty cool. But yeah, if you haven't voted, make sure you vote in these two polls that I put on the community tab of the channel. Just trying to get, gauge how people are, people's interest in when I stream because I wish I could stream from open to close every day, but unfortunately I can't. And I know that not everybody can join for the evening streams, so I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, I'm going to jump back into the charts. I did just put out a video on Luminar, so I don't think it's really necessary for me to go over that much here. I did get some requests for tickers prior to the stream, but I'm happy to take any requests live. But I'm just going to take a sip of this beverage to celebrate that, it's not Sunday. It's when I usually do these in the evenings, but tomorrow's Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing how the week closes, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm probably going to go to a movie on Saturday, get some free popcorn and soda for my birthday. That expires on the 31st, so I've got to use that soon. And then just making more videos and stuff. Looking forward to it. And yeah, so I might go over some of the tickers that people requested. One of them, which I'm kind of like shying away from. I'm going to add a couple here. One is Fun, and another is DWAC. And so these were not requested for me to go over in this stream. The one that was requested that I go over was Rumble. But before I do this, I might see what your requesting name was. So just type it up there so you can see it. Looks like the top is in on semiconductors. What are your thoughts? Yeah, so actually, I think that's really, it's kind of funny actually, I could pull it up maybe on Twitter. So basically, like Gareth Soloway has been talking a lot about semiconductors. Let's see. Actually, I should just search his profile. About, let's see, about the semiconductors hitting an all-time high. And he's actually had some tweets. Sorry, I'm just going to scroll to a couple tweets that he's had. I think they're actually retweets. So this is on Divergence. I actually forgot to mention this in the video that I put out on shorting the market, which relates to semiconductors. And so he points this out here, that semiconductor sector has had a $528 billion market cap in 2021. That's 67 stocks. And now it's $4.228 trillion. So it's nearly, is that 1,000? It's gone up by over 1,000 or almost 1,000 times. Is that right? That's just crazy. And just in 3 years. And so this is an 8x jump in 3 years. Oh yeah, so sorry, 500. I'm thinking 5 billion to 4 trillion. So yeah, almost 10x in 3 years. So then he points out some of these stocks that are semiconductor stocks. But there's this other chart, this comparison that he had shared. Somebody else actually pointed it out. Sorry, I just need to scroll to it. Oh, and he's done this. This is something that I need to get better at, identifying. I've learned from Gareth measured moves as far as like head and shoulders patterns go. But as far as this is, the SMH is like the semiconductor ETF. And so this is a measured move of about $111 or $11.1 dollars. Going from the low here up to the top here, then there's a pullback. And then basically that's just happened again, suggesting that there is a top in the semiconductors. And so this is something that I need to get better at, being able to identify, like, when do you do a measured move like this? Because I would not think of this. So I think that's something very cool to note. And then it's this comparison that somebody else made. He retweeted it. I just got to scroll to it. But I think it's really, really interesting relating to semiconductors and the market. Let's see. He's gone on about Bitcoin because he called the pullback. Man, sorry. It should be okay. Yeah. So this guy, Otavio, posted that basically, so the S&P performance by sector, and so this blue is just tech, which is really driven by semiconductors and or at least an AI stuff like that. And so I think it's really interesting that we've seen what looks like not only a top in what could be the top in, let's see, the S&P 500. So here the SPX. And so this, like just looking at that, we see what looks like this could be a topping tail, have a big wick up, also hitting 4.4900, and then pulling back. And then so today it does look like, we did get green moves on the day, but we didn't get a close above yesterday's high. And so like I would think that, we got a close above yesterday's open or just above yesterday's candle, whether it's the open or close. So that to me, I would think is bullish, is good, that things are going to keep going up. But we still, have this topping tail. And so I'm really curious to see, especially with the week closing, if we can get a close above that. And if not, we might have a topping tail, or at least a little bit of a tail. This kind of candle like that, it's like a spinning top with very little wicks on either side. That could suggest a top or a reversal. And also, if we look back when we hit this high, this white line at 4,800, it wasn't like, we are almost at 5,000, but we didn't get there. And then it took 2 years before we got back to that level. And so right now, 5,000 we're almost there. And so I feel like that's kind of like, the carrot in front of the donkey or whatever. And that, people just want to hit 5,000. But really, we did hit that next level. We added 100 to the high for the S&P. And so I think that we could be seeing a pullback in that. And if we look at, let's see, I have SMH, I think is the semiconductor ETF. So I should add this to here as well. And so if we look at the SMH, it has the exact same shape as here, let me zoom out a little bit so we can just see like the structure of it. It has like the exact same shape, a very similar shape. And yeah, especially like since we hit the lows here. So that was on Halloween. And so if we look at that and compare it with this, yeah, I mean, it's like very similar structure. And this actually, we did get more of a topping tail on that. Pullback, let's see, what was yesterday's close? Yesterday's close was 192.37, 192.37 close on the, I think that, I think that the top is, if not in, very, very close to being in. And so I have not, gone super heavy in SOXS, but like in the video that I just put out and the one I put out prior to that at the beginning of the year, or I think it was actually at the end of December, on shorting the market. SOXS, because it's 3x leveraged and because like in, this tweet showing that, tech, which would include semiconductors, I believe, is just like way over extended. It's disproportionately gone up compared to the rest. And so I think that, while we might see a pullback in the S&P 500, that is definitely going to be amplified in semiconductors and in tech. And so I think that, and this is also less than $5 a share. I think I've accumulated 3 of them over the past few weeks. And so I'm very seriously considering going, and to be honest, I think my average is around like 530 or something. I'm down a good amount. So I think I'm down like 20% or something. So like 530 down to current price 11, like 10 to 20%. And so I'm thinking, I only have a few shares. I might go pretty heavy SOXS. Um, because yeah, I mean, just like the return on this could be, 200%. I don't know that I'd hold it that long. I might sell, or I might trim based on, where we start to see resistance, like around, $9. But that right there is, let's see, almost, it's like an 80% move, something like that. So yeah, I'm thinking that the market's going to be turning around pretty soon. And I think that shorting semiconductors is going to be a really, really good way to make money. And Nameless, I'm pretty sure that you suggested SOXS. So thank you for that, because I think it's brilliant. I just, the emojis blocking what you, SOXS is up quite a bit in the after hours. Intel forecast is bad with their earnings. I didn't look, I came home and I just started making videos, so I haven't really, other than Tesla, that's the only one I've really looked at. But yeah, after hours, 6%. Yeah, good call. Yeah, it's just about $5. So yeah, I mean, I feel like, it's like I didn't buy it at the lowest low, but I feel like we're getting, especially with the weekly close, whatever we see that at with, yeah, I mean, this could be suggesting a reversal. And then let's see if we look at, yeah, I mean, it's really going to depend on how we close tomorrow. But if we're starting to get signs that the top is in, that, yeah, SOXS could be great. And so, yeah, I haven't yet. I put an order in today for one more, it's very sad, one more share at $4.50, just seeing if that'd get filled, and it didn't. I mean, the low today was $4.37, but I put my order in after that, just thinking, I'll add to it, even though I'm just trying to do weekly buys. I think tomorrow I might YOLO, which, to be honest, YOLO, as far as Wall Street Bet's definition is, that's more than $10,000. I'm not YOLOing, but for me, YOLOing is just like going heavy. I might go heavy with SOXS tomorrow because, man, I think that just like with it being leveraged and this very clearly, I mean, people keep calling for, higher. It's crazy. But yeah, anyways, I will look over at Intel, which is ITC, I believe. And I think I probably have that. I don't, wait, no, Intel. Oops, let's see here. Intel, I thought it was INTC. Okay, so I got to put that on DGen Ed list. Check that out. I'm just going to look at it from over there. All right, yeah, so down 11% in the after hours to 44. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there was a little bit of consolidation right around there. So that's possible that could be the bottom. But really, I mean, this consolidation, it looks like the bottom could be coming in at like 38, 37, maybe 36. There's a lot of consolidation here, just a big volume shelf there. Yeah, so 36 definitely could be something. Now we could actually do a retracement here. That might be helpful. Coming from low here to the high here. 37. Yeah, I mean, maybe 37.50. That's the, I got to put these levels back on. I removed them. Oh. And so, yeah, that's like, I think 50% retracement. Yeah. And then, yeah, 618. I don't know. It could definitely be coming down a lot. The earnings that I guess I was paying attention to, because I did, from one of Gareth's game plans, I learned about DFS, which is like Discover card. They tanked following earnings. And just with like Visa, and then I think American Express is before market open tomorrow. I was very curious about Visa, and I actually bought a put that expires this week, so I'll probably lose money on it. But it's for a $250 strike closing this week. So I bought it for $11 and I have a sell order for $12. Just, kind of getting practice with, options around earnings, risk, whatnot. And so I don't know, because tomorrow's Friday, that's probably going to go to zero, that contract. So that's a kind of a stupid order. I'll probably lose $11. But, we're pulling back to 265. I think I wanted my contract to be 260, but I just didn't want to spend a lot of money on it because, I'm probably going to lose the money. Um, but yeah, I mean, just if we open up red tomorrow, options contracts could spike a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm hoping I make $1 on that just, for fun. Um, but yeah, so this 265, 260 seems like it's a level that could return to actually, but I should probably extend this retracement to the top. Oh, let's see. Did I unlock that? Yeah, that's unlocked. And so that would be 262. So yeah. Actually, I'm gonna 272. That's I'm gonna just lock this so it's precise. 272. And that's 86. Oops. Yeah. But yeah, Intel, that was definitely talked about and of interest. I'm sure that tomorrow in the game plan for Gareth Soloway's show, he'll probably go over that. And that is just definitely a way that I learn a lot. I've learned so much from him, whether it's from his game plans or just him doing interviews on Bitcoin and just the market in general. He's just a really disciplined technical trader, and I could definitely, on many levels, the discipline and just the technical understanding of the charts, could learn a lot there. So it's a really great show to watch. But yeah, this dipping down 11%. Yeah. So I feel like this will probably continue going down. And also like Tesla, which I just put the video out on it. It's probably a little bit down in the after hours. This is the weekly. But yeah, I feel like this is going to continue down to fill this gap. I'm personally not a shareholder of Tesla. I wish I was. Like I always wish I am. But I just never was able to buy the dip. Maybe I was waiting for 100 here or something and it didn't fill. But for me now, I'm basically waiting for 145 or 146.5, whatever. But around here, it'd be nice to accumulate some shares. But this could be the beginning of a bear trend for Tesla. So we'll have to see with that. But yeah, I might switch over to a couple of these charts that were requested, and then I might turn it into a clip just to kind of be maximizing what I'm covering, because this is stuff that I don't necessarily want to make videos on because just because of the nature of it. So I'll try to do this kind of quick, but I just wanted to go over let's see. I want to go over Rumble. This was requested, ticker symbol RUM. And also, I feel like it relates to and is pretty similar to FUN, PHUN, as well as Digital World Acquisitions, which is DWAC, ticker symbol DWAC. And so I'm actually going to move the volume profile for these. But so all of these have basically run up a ton. And so I'm really reluctant to make videos on them because I don't want to make a video at 7:02 at the top here and then have people who watch the videos buy it, FOMO in, and then lose a bunch of money. Like, I'm not interested in that. Most of my videos, which, maybe is why they're not that popular, is they're about, I think this is the bottom. I like identifying bottoms because that's the time to add into positions and then take advantage. Like the video on laser that just came out on Luminar. Last week's video was on the bottom. This week's on how I was right in calling the bottom, and it's gone up 36%. So that's a great move. It might continue higher, but it might pull back. This, we saw down almost 5% on the day. Yesterday we saw it down more than 12%, almost 13% on the day. But if we take it from the close on last Friday, January 19th, and go up to the high, that's like a 95% move. So it's like you could look at this and be like, oh my God, I could make a lot of money. But, it's really just like FOMOing into it. So I really this is not the kind of stuff I want to be covering on the channel unless it's like coming back to levels. Maybe there are levels to add. And with this only being $5.42, you could buy a share and have fun with it and see what happens. But I think that this could be a really good way to lose a lot of money when you get into stuff that's really volatile like this. But some things that do stand out in the chart to me is this gap here coming down to around $5. So, if this pulls back to $5, that might be a good time to add if you want to get in on some of this volatility, but that volatility might be to the downside. So I'd caution against that. There's another gap to the downside that's right around, let's see, what's the high on that day? High is 364. So, that's another level, that we might be returning to fill that gap. But what I could see, what seems a little bit more likely, is that we get some consolidation and another rally up. But, there's just a lot of risk with something that's gone up nearly 100% in a matter of days. It could, you could lose all your money. But if we do a Fibonacci retracement, maybe that would offer some guidance from the bottom there to the top up here. We do see this level of 618 at $4.75. That's pretty similar to, the gap fill here. So maybe that is a level to maybe establish, reestablish, or average down. If you did get caught buying up here, FOMOing in, it might consolidate around these levels, around $5, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, before another rally up. So those are my thoughts with that one, with Rumble. With Fun, this was pretty crazy. This came up during a live stream, and I think on the 16th I was doing a live stream for the entire market that day, and that ran up 530% on that day. And then I think there was they're raising capital, and that dropped. So you buy up here, and then this could be the second test of that, and maybe it's not going to hit these highs again. You do get this, what looks like this reversal signal. What we need to see is a close above this level, above 49 cents, in order to kind of like negate this topping tail. We didn't do that here, and so this is two tops. This is a double top. This one is looking pretty risky. Personally, I would stay away from Fun, whereas with Rumble, there aren't two tops yet, so there could be another rally, just like what you saw with Fun. But this one, could be dead. You got this big drop down here. So let's say you buy at the lows of today at 30 cents. You could be losing 73% of that if it were to return to the price that it was at just a couple weeks ago. So pretty risky. And then DWAC, this one, also like Rumble, has not had that second big rally. So I do think that there is a possibility that this could go back up to test these levels, to test really, in the 50s. And so with this gap being here, let's see, the high on the 19th was $28.05. So, that's a level that price might be going down to. That might be a place to add. However, I do want to note that this is like $28 there versus Rumble, which is like $5. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit easier to have fun with something like this, which is technically this is just, effectively this is just gambling. And so with Rumble, I think it's a better chances than something like with Fun, which has already had the double top. So I think that could be over. DWAC, it's just a higher price per share. But if you do want to play this, $28 might be a good place to average in, or to, YOLO into a position if you want. But if we do go from like the lows over here up to the highs, let's see if there's a level that stands out. The 786, or maybe, where price is at now, the 618 at like $32, $33. Or possibly going to the 786 at $25.65. That could be, a place to establish a small position for, just having some fun. You want to be putting money into this that you're all right with losing, because it is a gamble when stuff goes up this high. But of these, Rumble is most intriguing to me, with a price of around $5 and the possibility of it going lower. So, maybe establish half a position at $5. Then average in on the way down, creating a full position around $4. That might be something, worthwhile, but, you could also lose all of your money. So, anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. Hopefully that was, nice for me to do in a stream, me just kind of like rambling on about one stock. Or three stocks, really. But I will clip that down into hopefully a concise video. That's just kind of my take on these things that have been rallying a lot. Hopefully you found my thoughts helpful. If you did, make sure you, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos and streams, live coverage of tickers like this. Thanks a lot for watching. So I just wanted to record that for, that clip that I'll put out. Hopefully that's just a nice way to kind of maximize output of the channel. But yeah, happy to take requests since I did go over those. The only other request that somebody had mentioned recently, I think might have been Target. Somebody maybe said something about Target. I don't know. But this earnings in a month, I think Target will probably go down. There's this big gap there. And yeah, I mean, people are starting to tighten up because, the holidays are behind us and we've got debts to pay. NGL. Somebody mentioned NGL, so I gotta go over NGL. This is a video I put out in the middle of December. I think on the 17th, so I can see, when I put that out. It was starting to rally, and then got this like bearish consolidation. It looked, uptrending. I'm not really sure. I guess just volume was dying down. You get this consolidation, volume's not picking up, or not picking up notably, at least. You get a little bit of a spike in volume, and then it dies back down. So that, I guess, is kind of a tell that NGL is, going to break down. And so we saw that. We did see, this bounce here around $5. Makes sense, psychological level. And now we're starting to see it go up over 4% on the day on January 25th. And, where do I see this going? That's tough. I don't really see volume picking up too much. We did get, big green candle, and that's kind of like here, on December 15th, we see all of this volume pick up and it really start to rally. I think that, if we don't see volume start to pick up, like go above 1 million, is that, I'm not too familiar looking at, I guess this would be around 1 million. Whereas, today the volume traded was around 360,000. So we want to see that go up a lot more. If we don't see that tomorrow, I think that this is going to be pulling back and we'll probably be retesting $5. But, I could be wrong. This is not one that I follow necessarily. And then as far as, like, do we see any divergence? Like here, it looks like we saw a bullish divergence. Here we see, higher lows, no divergence there. Lower highs, no divergence there. So this is a tough one. This is not one that I would want to be playing right now because, the move was down here at $5. And let's see, can we, assess why $5 other than it being a psychological level? Like, let's say I take it from the low here, go up to the top here. 498 is the 382 Fibonacci level for that retracement. So it does make sense. That was the opportunity to buy. Right now, you're just chasing. And so I would not want to establish a position in this because I don't know where the top is. This could be the top. And, so like being able to do a retracement like this, that's because I see that this was the bottom before the run. This is the top, clearly, before this drop. And so, I guess I could do a retracement from the high to the low. See where that gets us. Let's see. And, you know, some levels here. I think that this is probably going to bump into resistance 3 cents above the current price, the closing price, because of that 786 retracement there, that level at 552. So I think this is getting into pretty risky territory. I would not want to be buying this right now. I'd want to wait and see what happens, maybe see what's going on in the weekly. I mean, if we can't close above 2 weeks ago, so the week closing on January 12th, if we can't close above that open, so that would be, open was 558. If we can close Friday, January 26th, above 558, I would then be convinced that this is going higher, because we saw this reversal signal with this, I think that's I forget the name of this cross, but that kind of cross reversal, like a dragonfly. It's not a doji, but that would suggest, you know, reversal. We did see that. That reversal could be played out Friday if we don't see a close above the open of 558 from a couple weeks ago. So that's just something to consider. I would personally want to wait to see what happens before entering a position. I would want to be trimming, though, if I was up. And so, you know, those are just my thoughts on NGL. If you found those helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe for more live ticker coverage during live streams that I do weekly, Sundays and Thursday evenings. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, happy to go over any tickers that you guys have to request. Hopefully it's not annoying that I do that. If you give that a thumbs up, me going over stuff like this, I'm happy to not do that. I'm just trying to think of, you know, how can I casually, you know, somewhat concisely go over a chart that I haven't really looked at, and offer some guidance. Fibonacci's I found are pretty helpful because they kind of take a lot of emotion out of things. It's just, it's just the levels. And then you're also like a volume profile can be helpful, but really it's just, you're looking at, you see all of this in the chart. There's a bunch of consolidation here. You're going to see that volume profile. So it's really just kind of an aid in looking at that. Matterport, yes. Yeah, I haven't done a video on that. I think because I've kind of made this rule that I'm not going to make a follow-up video until it's had about 100 views. I think Matterport might have just hit 100 views, or maybe that's a video with Matterport and Chewy and others on it. But yeah, I'd definitely be up for doing a Matterport video over the weekend so I can take a look at it now. Let's see. My alphabet skills. MQ, yeah, I definitely can do MQ. I don't know that one, so that'll be interesting. Matterport, it's got to be on here. Yes, alphabet skills. All right, cool. Yeah, this actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I think I had established a pretty small position, and I had just established a lot of small positions in the tickers I'd covered, and so I think I trimmed maybe on the 18th, just not knowing, which way it was going to go. It's possible I trimmed yesterday, which kind of sucks if that's true. Wait, actually, these are daily candles? What the hell? That said the 19th. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at this wrong. Yeah, I trimmed a couple days ago. Yeah, I saw this big green candle. Yeah, so I just spread myself too thin, and it's just I'm up, cents with Matterport. I think I trimmed either yesterday or the day before, because I just everything that I've been adding into small positions. I just didn't, I spread myself too thin. So this is one that I think I had 5 or 8 shares, nothing crazy, but just to remove the possibility of needing to buy more lower. And so I think this is, there's this channel here. If I just do parallels, that might be something interesting. Let's see. I don't know. It just seems like it's a bunch of clutter there. Yeah, so I mean, it does look like, there's all this consolidation here, so it makes sense that it would get rejected around 240. Um, let's see. And then, yeah, I mean, it's below this level. It's starting to get below what looks like this volume shelf here. Um, yeah, let's look at this on the weekly to maybe see what. Yeah, so this hopefully it's nothing in the after hours. Hopefully this can rally to close above 235. Or really, I mean, if it can close above last week's open was 233, I think that would potentially be good. And, while this does look like an inverted hammer, I didn't realize this. I thought, hammers are always bullish, inverted hammers are always bearish. That's not always the case. It matters where they are in the chart. And so seeing any kind of hammer after weeks of down like this, that could suggest a reversal. However, this is within this candle, so it's not really ideal. If the close for tomorrow is in the upper half of this candle, and it does look like an inverted hammer, that could suggest a reversal. Also, with last week's candle being a hammer, that suggests a reversal because it's at the bottom of this trend. And, like up here, we saw this topping tail that suggested a pullback. And so, yeah, I'd wait to see what tomorrow's close is. If tomorrow is a red day, closing, and if tomorrow closes below, let's see, what was the close last week, 225. If tomorrow closes below 225, I think that this could be going notably lower. It might just be going back down to 219, like where I have this purple line. But this could just be, bearish consolidation, then that it's broken. Because it's had, here it had a test of, let's see, a high of 244, but then got rejected and closed below 235. And so it's just like, and 235 was the close for this week, the first week of the year, or the first trading week of the year. And so if we can't close above 235, that suggests to me we've just had multiple rejections from that level. There are no, people are just selling up there. There are no buyers. People are, there were buyers below 225 here. And so if we can't be breaking above, if volume can't be picking up, then, yeah, I mean, for this, I'd wait to see what tomorrow's close is. If it's above 235, that's potentially good for next week. But, it potentially could not be. Really, I think, yeah, we want to see, this open was 240. If we could see a close above 240, if we could see a close above 235, that would really suggest that there's a little bit of momentum picking up with it, that people aren't just ditching it above 235. If we see a continuation down and we close, I'm not sure exactly what the rule is for this, what the guidance is, but I think, if we close on the bottom half of this candle tomorrow, I think that's probably bearish. If we close on the upper half, I think that'd be leaning more towards bullish. But yeah, this is one that, I've been happy with these purple lines having acted as support. But yeah, I mean, over the past few days, to be honest, I've lost a lot of confidence and just a lot of, I don't know, there have just been some red days. And so I've been I don't know, shaken a little bit. But I feel like I've gained some confidence going over the Luminar chart. Uh, and yeah, I mean that was just like beautiful analysis, I think, and really like contrarian analysis. All-time lows being a bottom, that was pretty good. This, I'd keep an eye on these purple levels, 219, 225. Ideally, we're green tomorrow. And I'll definitely do a video on Matterport over the weekend, and just try to give my perspective on that. With a weekly candle being complete, I think that'll be. I mean, personally, I don't really like doing videos during the week because it's like incomplete data. You know, like I like to do my analysis on the daily chart, but I like to refer to the weekly chart just to get, a better, bigger picture perspective on, what the candles are like in that time frame. And so, yeah, I'll definitely do a Matterport video probably on, let's see, on Saturday. I think I should be able to do that. If not, definitely Sunday. And I can also go over this on the live stream if I miss the video. But I'm pretty sure the last one's hit over 100 views, so I'd be happy to do that. Maybe do an update on Chewy as well. But yeah, MQ is next on the list. So let's check out MQ. Oops, what did I do there? MQ. Marqeta. And what is this company? Engage in providing modern card issuing and payment processing solutions. So it's kind of like PayPal. Yeah, so I think it's kind of like PayPal. Sorry, I was just reading this. I should have been reading it aloud, but I wanted to take a sip of that beverage. Yeah, so let's see. This is on the weekly time frame, so I'll switch over to the daily. This, yeah. I wonder if, let's see. Like this would have to come down more, but I'm kind of wondering if like this is like left shoulder, head. We see a retrace down to 487 or maybe $5, because this could be at an angle. And then we see another shoulder. Also, yeah, let's say maybe look at this on the 4-hour. Yeah, this looks kind of bearish to me, just generally, like seeing all of these tops and it not being, kind of being in this middle ground. Yeah, and that like look at the volume profile. So it's in here. So like if this does go down, I don't think it will go down fast. It would go down fast at around 540 because there's this kind of gap here in the gap right here in the price. Not as much consolidation there. So yeah, let's see. And this, yeah, I mean, this is kind of, I could, yeah, retracement might be nice on this to give some guidance. From the low here to the high here. It's at the 50% mark. It did retrace to the 618. So that could be a bottom there. It does look like it had a nice bounce there. And so, yeah, I'd wait to see where this closes tomorrow. Here, I'll because I've got problems with this, but just being a perfectionist. So the top is right. The bottom is just a cent off. So I'm going to adjust that to 487. And yeah, so let's see. The 50% retracement is at 605. So if tomorrow, if it closes above 605, I think that would suggest that this is going to attempt the next level, the 382, at $6.33. If it closes below at or below 605. I mean, because if it closes at 605, that's kind of, 50-50. And so I would then lean more towards bearish this coming down. So yeah, I'd pay attention to tomorrow's close. If it's 605 or if it's higher than 605, I think that this is probably going to continue higher or reverse, I should say. But it'd probably bump into resistance at the 382 here, but it did just attempt the 382. It didn't get a big rejection there, but like you see that this is a topping tail on the 22nd. You see this big wick up, and that suggests a reversal. And then the next day, we see this green candle. It did pop up. It did, let's see, both of these days tested those highs, actually pierced them on the 24th, so that's yesterday. But we didn't get any closes above that high. So the high that needs to be hit or closed above is $6.45. So the close on the 23rd was $6.41. So that did not negate this topping tail. That's why we saw a pullback. Here with the close being on the lower half of that candle, that suggests to me that red will continue tomorrow, and that will probably be closing below this Fibonacci level of 605. But if that's not the case, if some support is found based on, these three wicks that are over here, then maybe we find support. Maybe it closed at that level because there is support there, and maybe it continues higher tomorrow to close above that level. So those are my thoughts. I'd wait to see the weekly close, or just another day's close, because it is just below this level, and it does seem like it will continue lower. Yeah, and then I guess I could also, I'm just going to delete this retracement so it's not so cluttered. I could also do a retracement from the top here to the bottom there. And yeah, I mean, it does look like it's at that, like one of those levels. Exactly, unless I drew that. I drew that a little off. Let's see. Yeah, the Fibonacci level is exactly at today's close. So I think that's pretty interesting. It's really going to, you're going to have to really wait to see what tomorrow's close is like to get a clear signal if this is going to continue down or go higher. My bet would be that it's going to continue lower. But, it'd be nice to see the weekly close. And, yeah, this just looks like, buyers are stepping in below this level and people are closing out their positions. There's just not a lot of confidence in it right now. Maybe that's just the market sentiment in general that, like the S&P 500's topping. People are a little uneasy. So yeah, I'd wait to see what this candle's like, but we've had 3 red weeks, 3 red candles following this, spinning top or, reversal signal there. And it's quite possible we're starting to see it flatten out here. So yeah, I'd wait to see what tomorrow's close is before making any decision. But yeah, I like if like I don't have a position in this, I would not be a buyer now. I would, yeah. I mean, and even if maybe I'd be interested if like tomorrow's candle's green, if the week ends up, I mean, I don't think the week would end up green. Because it'd have to go up to 611. It could end up green tomorrow. If tomorrow's candle is green, if the week ends up green, I'm not going to, but I'd potentially be interested to get a small position. But just for a retest to 30, like the 382, which would be $6.26, or the level that I showed on the upside. Let's see. If I can undo. Nope, I can't undo to show it. But yeah, this one's tough. But yeah, I mean, I could see that there's this head and shoulders pattern on the weekly time frame. And so if that's true, I'd be thinking that this is going to be coming down to 487. I'd potentially be a buyer there, expecting another shoulder to be formed. And then I just, take profits at, oh, that's a retrace. I don't want to retrace. I want a measurement. I'm actually going to delete this. Oh, crap. I'm doing too many things at once. Yeah, I mean, like if it were to come back to 480, I'd do that, and then, I'd probably take profits at where it's at now, 20% move. I wouldn't get so greedy because maybe that left shoulder or right shoulder is not so high if that ends up playing out. But you can't say this is a head and shoulders because it hasn't even hit the neckline again. But yeah, this is also the weekly time frame, so that's like, let's see, it'd probably be hitting the bottom in March. So yeah, I mean, what I might do, I'm going to set an alert for myself on this, which I might forget about, at $5. And I think that alert will be going off in March. That's my bet. But I'm not in it, so easy for me to do that. I guess, and to be fair, I'll put an alert at 650. So I guess, I have a bearish bias with this. Or I am leaning bearish. I shouldn't say I have a bearish bias. I just say I'm leaning bearish. But, I'll be surprised either way. If this goes up, if this goes down, I'll be pleasantly surprised either way. But yeah, I do think that would be March by the time we'd see it coming down to 5 if that were to happen. Yeah, any other ticker requests? I got about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to try to end this and edit some of it to make a video on, like a clip on the tickers that I went over. Yeah, let's see. DGen ed list. I'm just going to sort this by change lowest on the list. Fun went down 13%. That's one of the ones I'll release in the clip. Tesla down 12%. It's crazy that Tesla and Fun are, pretty similar. GitLab. Let's see, GitLab. No, I'm not. What is this company? GitLab provides DevSecOps platform, a single application that brings together development, operations, information technology, security, and business teams. The DevSecOps platform is built on a single code base, unified data model, and user interface. The company allows organizations to deploy the DevSecOps platform as a self-managed offering in their own hybrid cloud or on premises environments, and as a software as a service offering. It is hosted in either the public cloud or in a private cloud based on the customer's preference. Okay, so this is like big data processing, clouds. This looks cool. Yeah, like I would think that this is like, shoulder, ahead, shoulder, but really, that would be like from, I don't know, this level or something. Well, I should, So we've got, shoulder over here, head there, and then this kind of like odd shoulder over here. And so if that's the case, this measurement here 27 bucks. And so that would put the price target at $81. So that, yeah, I mean, maybe, maybe this is BS, this inverse head and shoulders, but that could put the price target at 81 bucks, still, $10 to the upside, $11 to the upside. And yeah, let's see. And this is on the weekly time frame. Let's see, look at this on the daily. Yeah, I mean, I can still see it's kind of an ugly head and shoulders. See, on the monthly, there's nothing there. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yep, head and shoulders. Yeah, and maybe this is a good opportunity to do a measured move. So just taking this from there to here, before there was like a notable pullback, that is up $28. And so if I just move this to, the low here, that, I mean, I would think that this is, especially because you're getting a double top here, with the tops over here, I would think that this is, going to hit a double top. I think there's going to be a pullback, and then I would suspect a retest of $53, $54 as support before continuation higher, really pulling back to this volume shelf. And yeah, I mean, so I'll just draw that in here. This is a double top. Also on the weekly, you got to see what the weekly is like. This is a reversal signal. Spinning, I don't know if that's a spinning top doji or just a doji, but you got that big wick up there. On the weekly, the week opened at 69.87. Whatever the close is, if it's not above 71 bucks approximately, or 71.26, that to me is going to, even if it is, that's a hammer candle at the top of this big move. So last week it went up over 11% on the week. So basically whatever happens with this week's close, that to me is suggesting a top. Not only with the candle formation following this big green move, I mean, we get a big green move, volume doesn't pump up a lot, it's not sustained. Hitting a key level that was a prior high, so that's resistance there. And this measurement from the bottom here to the top being the same as the measurement here, us being above that with a topping signal, I think this is pulling back. And I could see, let's see, I'll do a Fibonacci retracement from the low here to the high here. The 618 is right around that like neckline level of, if this is to be an inverse head and shoulders. I don't think it's doing that full measured move. I don't think it's going up to 80 bucks. I think it's made its move. Other signs are saying it's going to pull back. And I could see it pulling back to, if not the 618 at $52, the 50% retracement at 56. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert for myself at 56 bucks. And I think it's going to go to that. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Hopefully I'll make a clip of this one too. It's fun to do that. Try to go over things concisely that I've never seen before. It gives you a little bit of a breakdown of my approach. And really just like things that I'm constantly learning. Whether it's using the Fibonacci's, identifying head and shoulders, taking those measurements and trying to figure out, is that valid? Is it going to keep going higher? No, we have this topping signal here. Cool, yeah, Nameless, take care. Thanks for joining. I will be streaming Sunday evening again, and I will have a Matterport video out for you. Thanks a lot for the suggestions. And yeah, so it is 5 minutes after the hour, so I'm probably going to be closing this down. If there are any last minute requests, happy to go over them. But, I should be wrapping this up. Try to get some Uh, sh- Probably like 5 to 10 minute videos, clips from this out before it gets too late here, and see how those perform, just to kind of expand the coverage that this channel is doing, not just from videos that I plan to go over, ones that I just kind of wing, via these live streams. Fun to do, going over these new tickers. And yeah, so I think I will close this down unless there are any last minute requests. Um, Unless, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I'll look at Bitcoin, well, if people ask. This has been breaking down. I am, I've been doing $10 a week DCA with Bitcoin, and, just very, very passively adding to a position. But I'll probably do $20 DCA when it comes down to 36, if it comes down to 36. And really, this is like the range that I want to be really accumulating in. Um, and I've also been accumulating some Doge because I think it has a lot of upside potential. And it's not something that I want to hold on to for the rest of my life. Whereas Bitcoin, that is something I want to hold on to for the rest of my life. And then also Ethereum Classic, but I don't know where that is on here. Let's see. Up right here. Yep. Lots of upside potential with this, but don't want to diamond hand it for the rest of my life. So, but yeah, this was a fun stream. Tried some new stuff with it, and hopefully it produces some good content that's accessible whether people are able to tune in for the streams or not. Thank you so much to those of you who joined. I'm just gonna cheers to you guys. I hope that Friday is awesome. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this week closing. I mean, it's it's been an interesting week. I think I'm ready for this week to be over. So yeah, cheers to the week being over. Yeah. But yeah, rather than just rambling and sipping that, I'm going to close this down and start turning it into some clips that will hopefully be out within the next hour, but might be out tomorrow. So we'll have to see. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I will stream again Sunday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will put out a link at sometime on Sunday, probably around the afternoon, maybe the morning, and so you can post comments in the live chat. Once I post the link to the video, you can do that. I'll see them when I start to stream, and I can immediately go over any tickers that you request. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll be putting out an AMC video tomorrow, maybe another one, but I do have some plans in the evening, so I might not put out too much material tomorrow. But I will do a lot Saturday and Sunday. So thank you so much for joining. I'll see you guys on Sunday.